Hi Jen,
Hey Nick.
how are you?
I'm good.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Jen Abra. That's my name. I'm a medium. I drove from little town Shelburne to come and see you today to talk about my journey of being a medium and not being a teacher anymore. So
I've known you for a few years and I've seen you as a school teacher, and then you talked to me that time about Reiki and you mentioned a little bit about the spirit world. How has this journey gone from being a school teacher?
it's only been a short journey actually since January, but last June, a lot of people, I don't know if my former coworkers are watching this, but last June I knew, like, you know how you get that gut feeling when you know something is just done, you're done with it. Last June, last day of school, I looked around the empty classroom because we had to empty it out the last day of school, and I looked around and I'm like, I'm not coming back here. And I didn't say it out loud, but I knew, right? And so my plan was to, over the summer, to create something else to replace my teaching job. And that didn't turn out, and then this door slamming in my face. So what happened was in September I ended up having to go back. As a lot of people know, I wasn't very happy about that. And so as the months went on, the school year went on, it got progressively worse and worse for me. I couldn't change my mindset around being there because I thought for sure I wasn't going to be there, right? And so I ended up getting anxiety and all these physical symptoms, not being able to go to work, not being able to get up in the morning. Just my mind was like, I need to get out of here. And I couldn't find a way out. And so eventually I ended up having anxiety so bad that I took a leave of absence. And then on that leave of absence, I sort of figured, well, I could have more time, but I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off pretty much. And so I just went in the week that I came back, I went to the principal's office and handed him a resignation. Yeah, a lot of people think I'm crazy because nobody quits the board, right? And I wanted this job so bad. You have no idea how bad I wanted this job, to be a teacher. I love being a teacher. I love it. And I miss little kids and I miss hanging out with them and talking to them, you know, the way I do and the funny way I interact with them. But it was just time to go. And so I ripped off the big Band-Aid and I quit my job. So.
You talk about going from a teacher to a spiritual medium. I mean, when did you know that this was something that was inside of you?
Well, I ended up getting, okay, this is a funny story. So while I was teaching, I actually went to a medical physical store in Brampton. And I think I had like $30 in the bank, and there was a card reader there. And I was feeling depressed, and I had this big heartbreaking thing happen to me. I was like down, I was like depressed, what I thought. And so I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna go spend my last $20 and get a card reading. And so when I went into the card reader, she's like, pulled up the cards and she said, you're not depressed. She said, you're waking up. I'm like, what? What does that mean? She's like, you're not depressed, you're waking up, you're realizing there's something else out there and you're, right? And I'm like, okay. So I get out in the hallway and there's a sign for Reiki level 1, and I just was instantly pulled to the sign. And so I signed up like right there on the spot for Reiki level 1. And you know, the very cliche, but the rest they say is history, because from Reiki, it just sort of skyrocketed from there. There were things that happened in between, but I ended up going to see a medium at that store, do a show, right, for 25 people, do a big group reading. I got a reading, but that wasn't what made me want to be a medium. I actually saw, there was 2 mediums there. The other one I saw, and she was doing what I do now, and I was like, I need to do what she's doing. Like, I have to figure out how to do this because I want to do what she's doing. And so I found every possible avenue to go and do that. And so I went to a school. I went to a school and I learned how to be a medium. And I started practicing on my own. And I fell in love with it so much. I had days where I thought, I can't do this sucks. I suck at this. I'm not doing this, because I would not get anything right. And there were days where I did like amazing readings for these volunteers, right, as a student. And yeah, it just sort of skyrocketed from there. And I fell in love with it more than I loved teaching. So I did both at the same time. And now obviously I'm doing it full time. So.
You mentioned anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
These are something that really interests me at the moment, and also interests me in looking at people 30 to 50 years old, and you know, we're in that age range.
Yeah. On the higher spectrum.
What is it about where does the word spirit, from a spirit medium, and spirituality, where do they play in?
Well, it's all spirit, it's all love, right? So spirit is just all around us. Spirit is like everywhere. Spirit is in us, for like the universe is everything. It's all spirit, right? So saying that you're a spiritual medium is kind of redundant, because what you do is spiritual, right? And how you work, what you work with and how you work is with spirit. Like spirit is like my co-creator, right? And you know, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but you actually, with spirit, you co-create your reality, right? So it's kind of a long story, but I won't get into it, but spirit is all around us, and spirit is energy, and spirit is love, and so it's everywhere, right? Like spirit is like in your hands, like you can feel when you do this kind of thing, that's energy, right? And just the energy that you work with, you can tap into abundance, you can tap into, like, it's just, spirituality is, there's religion, there's spirituality, right? They're different. I don't want to get into like religion stuff of it, but like spirituality is just basically being aware. It's awareness. It's like consciousness, right? So you're consciously aware that there's more than what you can see. That's what I teach to everybody, is that just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not there, right? And so I use the example of germs. I know it's scientific, but right? Can you see the germs on your hand? No, but you know they're there because you use the bathroom, right? And it doesn't matter if you use the air dryer or not, it's there, you just can't see it. And so that's how I explain to people, is that spirit is everywhere. Just because you can't see the energy doesn't mean that you're not there, right? And so as a medium, I can feel the energy. I feel spirit. I hear it, I see it, I smell it, like all this kind of stuff. So it's basically everywhere. That's what I can say.
And how has this helped you with your social anxiety and your depression?
Sometimes it doesn't help. I still have anxiety, but anxiety is basically fear, right? Fear of the unknown. You don't know what's coming next. You don't know what's going to happen, that kind of stuff. And so it's all based on that. It's based on fear, right? So there's only two emotions, fear and love. And so when people have anxiety, they, you know, obviously they could have medical condition. It could be an actual hereditary DNA kind of thing too. But on the other side of it, it's basically you're afraid of something, right? And so it's like when you, like for me, from my anxiety example is driving to Toronto, right? From a small town, driving to downtown Toronto, that gives me anxiety because I'm afraid of what could go wrong. I could hit a biker, I could, you know, hit somebody, or I could go the wrong way or get lost and not know where the hell I am, right? And so that's where my anxiety comes from, is like, oh, like the not knowing, the fearfulness of it, right? If I sort of like concentrated and sort of tried to change my mindset, you know, it's okay, you know, being afraid to drive to Toronto is like a learned behavior kind of thing, and I've done it before and everything's great, right? And so also being aware of what's out there helps my anxiety, because I can call in that energy, right? With meditation, staying in the room, just sitting for an hour, right? I can sort of like tap into that. Breathing helps as well too, like breathing. For some reason, spirit talks to me right now. They're talking to me right now and saying, meditation doesn't have to be like sitting there like for, right? And it's mostly like your breath and just being with yourself, like just being like, just sort